We are the Iowa High School
Athletic Association.
We're proud to bring you this broadcast
of Iowa High School
Sports Championships,
featuring Iowa's student athletes, schools, and communities.
We support teamwork, sportsmanship, and education-based activities.
Good luck, and thanks for watching.
A busy weekend in Cedar Falls as we welcome you inside the beautiful Unidome, the 2025 Iowa High School Athletic Association's semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Two unbeatens collide, St. Ansgar and Wapsie Valley. Hi everybody, Sean Kinney alongside Coach Kevin Bowman. So great to have you with us. Welcome to the booth, Coach. I promise this will be a lot less stressful than the sidelines. Two proven commodities when you look at these two teams, and they've done it the right way, physical football.
Yes, Sean, both teams have outstanding offensive lines, along with impressive running backs. For St. Ansgar, Corbin Michaels with over 1,500 yards rushing so far this season. Wapsie Valley's running back, Hunter Curley, has rushed for over 1,900 yards. Buckle up, Sean.
Two undefeated teams ready to collide, and we will be right back with more from the Unidome semifinal football right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Tom Keating, executive director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We're excited to have you join us for our state football championships.
As title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food that helps sustain the communities we all call home. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Iowa High School Athletic Association allows us to celebrate the achievements of both groups while providing meaningful support to help Iowa's student athletes thrive.
Reaching the state football championships is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the field and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa High School Athletic Association,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck inside the Dome.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Why am I seeing yield differences in only 2 of my fields?
Great question, Evan. I've taken some soil samples, and it looks like you might have some fertility issues, especially in that northern field. Take a look.
Nothing gets past you, Rick. Hey, how long you been back there?
An agronomist never tells.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel agronomists always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association, Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Thursday morning inside the Unidome here on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa as we get ready for semifinal football. Number 4 ranked Wapsie Valley, number 2 ranked St. Ansgar. First meeting between these two teams as we are moments from kickoff. Before we kick it off, let's take a look at today's keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa.
So Wapsie Valley, it's going to be winning that line of scrimmage. This is going to be important for them on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And we're talking with Coach Dwayne Foster truly believes that if they can even get a stalemate on the offense and defensive line, that they will have some success. And of course the ground game with an outstanding running back. We talked about him earlier. St. Ansgar, field position. They're kicking games, they're punting, they're looking for to shorten the field when they can. And once again, offensive line. We talked about that a lot, and I'm going to be keying in on that throughout the game.
Those were today's keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa. For your smile, for your health, and for your community. You get to this stage of the season and only the best make the coveted journey to Cedar Falls, and certainly these two teams have earned their ticket into the semifinals. St. Ansgar, Drew Clevenger in year number 26, unbeaten this year, ranked 2nd in Class A, 6-0 in district play. Wapsie Valley on the other side, unblemished as well. Dwayne Foster, year 5, 42-11. For Foster and his successful 5 years along the sideline for Wapsie Valley. 36th playoff appearance for the Warriors into the semifinals for the first time since 2013. And Coach, it's 10 a.m. These players, these coaches, not used to really cranking it into game mode this early. It's always interesting to see how they come out and respond.
I was a true believer of we wanted to practice when we play. Unfortunately, this little problem called school gets in the way. So I'm guessing that on Saturday and Sunday, they probably tried to emulate that as much as they can. And then how it changes your day. You know, what's the travel look like? Are you staying close? But both of these schools are close enough that it's not that far for them to travel in the morning.
Wapsie Valley located about 90 miles north of Iowa City. St. Ansgar right along the Iowa-Minnesota border. Saints have showed up in good numbers. Wapsie Valley winning the toss. They elected to receive, so they want the football first.
I'm going to say that the Achilles heel so far for St. Ansgar has been their kicking game. They've run more extra points, a 2-point conversion than they have kicked. So we'll see what happens there. I do know that as Coach Clevenger has gotten closer to the end of the season, the last playoff game, he did kick extra points, and they were 5 for 5.
Braden Vance awaiting the kick from Porter Schwiesel. The Saints in the red jerseys, Wapsie Valley the all-white with the traditional black and gold. And we are underway from the Unidome. First quarter coverage brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA. Champion your youth through sports and education. Vance on the return takes it out past the 30, and we get our first look at Caleb Hogan as he engineers this offense. Today's starters presented by Hy-Vee.
And you're going to see molds and shares that are probably going to be the ones that are going to get the rock the most often. The key, though, once again, is watching that offensive line. I'm going to look to see if there's any movement at all with the St. Ansgar defense.
Warriors from the 33, and they will come out throwing, and the pass a bit behind Landon Molds. Hogan this year, 6 feet 1 inch junior, 210-pounder, has thrown the football well this season, close to 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, and Molds has been one of his favorite targets.
And it's a quick hitch, 5-yard out, and they're trying to get the quarterback to feel comfortable on the first play. Not a difficult pass, but unfortunately it didn't connect. Brings up 2nd and long.
Andrew Teat in motion, and the first carry of the day goes to Hunter Curley, and he is sandwiched in the backfield. Matt Clevenger, the sophomore, able to barrel his way through.
And Matt Clevenger would be the coach's son, and he talked about how his son has really come on. He's only a sophomore, and he's playing extremely well, and he did a super job right there reading that play.
Couple of Clevenger brothers in the lineup for St. Ansgar, and a third down and long for Wapsie Valley. They bring a linebacker on a blitz, slant pattern right on the button. It's caught. They pick up 13 and a first down. Throw and catch to Landon Moltz.
Slant route this time, and right between the zone coverage, he's able to connect, puts that ball right on the numbers. First down, you're moving the chains. That's a good start.
Able to beat Molenbeek on the slant, and Wapsie Valley, their first test, they passed on third and long. Opening drive, opening game of another busy day in Cedar Falls. From the 47-yard line, they will go to Curley as he lowers the pads. He is met by Trey Johans. Seth Schatz also in the neighborhood.
And my guess is Wapsie Valley officials are saying, hey, you need to keep the St. Ansgar guys off the line of scrimmage. It looked like one of them had his hand in the neutral zone, but that's a good first down run. Anytime you get more than 3-4 yards on first down, you're happy as a head coach.
They cross into plus territory for the first time. Caden Dana stood up at the line of scrimmage. Falls ahead for a yard or two. Dana's been a great story, a junior. Really has come on this year, more of a tailback body, but he has been a big-time weapon at fullback.
Yeah, and look at that pile. 7-8 guys in on that. And so it's just a man versus man, and it's like pummel wrestling inside the room, you know, who's going to have low leverage and who's going to move their feet.
Another third down test for Hogan and the Warrior offense. Third down. They will keep it on the ground, and St. Ansgar really stubborn on this opening drive. They are not giving Hunter Curley much to work with, and an early decision for Dwayne Foster. Do you play the field position game, or do you roll the die and keep the offense out there?
Well, Sean, I think you'll agree with this, that most coaches, when they run the ball on third and 3 or 4, what are they going to do? They're going to go for it on fourth down. So that's my guess here. But the one thing you have to be aware of is sometimes that Wapsie will have a short formation here, but he's under center. So hard cadence, hard snap count.
They load up the box, and Hogan will keep it himself.
We have a timeout.
But it looked like a timeout coming.
First charge, Wapsie Valley.
Wapsie Valley utilizing the timeout right before Caleb Hogan took the snap.
Good decision. When you see what you have and you're not liking the way that St. Ansgar is set up defensively with your play call, then use that timeout. I know a lot of people don't like to burn them early, but I think it's a very important thing to do because crucial play here. And my guess is what they've scouted on tape, and they see St. Ansgar typically lines up in this scenario, and they didn't see it this time.
Look at the schedule that is coming up. MMCRU and West Sioux. West Sioux broke up the top 4 party. They knocked off ACGC in the quarterfinal round. That is why they are into the semifinals later today. And then the top-ranked team in the state with MMCRU, the Royals. Not too many weaknesses. That's coming up today. Class A center stage. Drew Clevenger hoping his defense can come up with a stop here. Fourth down and a yard. Opening drive of this semifinal matchup. They will go to Dana, and he will move the chains over the right guard following Luke Reardon, who they love to run behind, and a fourth down conversion for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think initially they wanted to run in the A gap, and then they busted that out to the B, to the C, which was exactly what you wanted. A nice hole there, and first down, moving the sticks.
Very methodical drive down the field, keeping the high-powered St. Ansgar offense on the sideline. They get it out to the flat, making the catch. It's a short gain. So they hook up with Carter Kaufman. Clevenger with a good open field tackle.
Yeah, that time you saw him in the tight end position, and he just runs a little banana route out to the flat area. He's open and gets a nice gain on first down. You're setting yourself up for 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. And once again, I believe that Wapsie Valley really wants to shrink the clock here, take the air out of the football and run it, but they're going to have to dominate that line of scrimmage.
Hunter Curley having a tough time getting going, rushing for nearly 2,000 yards coming into today. Aiden Beeson, big down tackle, the 275-pounder, and the interior of this defense is tough to find spaces.
Oh, he sheds his blocker, he uses both hands, gets up underneath him, and then throws him to the side. That's an excellent defensive lineman.
10th play of this opening drive. 3rd down and 7, 3-step drop. He'll unleash deep down the far sideline, trying to high point it, but it's broken up, incomplete. He was looking for Bance. Good coverage by Trey Johans.
And I was surprised with the 3-step drop that it was a deep pass, because typically it's going to be a 5-step, but he put that ball in a good spot. It's just a matter of high pointing it and coming down with it.
Pretty good start here if you're Caleb Hogan. Like you mentioned, Coach, he has put the ball in the spots where his receivers can make the play. Another 4th down, 4th and 7, looking left, nothing there. Pocket collapsing around. He'll try to scramble. He has all sorts of pasture. Inside the 30, makes a move to the 20, tap dances to the 15, still on his feet, and a 1st down scramble of close to 21 yards for Caleb Hogan. Another 4th down conversion.
And I'm sure Coach Dwayne Foster saying that's just the way we drew that up. You know, he's going to scramble around a little bit. St. Ansgar's in man defense. No one's keeping an eye on the quarterback, and down he goes. And what an impressive last 4 or 5 yards. He takes guys, and he's dragging them.
That will win you points with the offensive linemen when you get back into the huddle. Scramble of 26. This is Curley, and he is tackled for a loss.
Now that's an ISO run play in that scenario. You're going to double with your center and guard, and your fullback's going to try and pick up the linebacker. They didn't do a very good job with the double, and also the other defensive tackle came off his block. Nothing there. St. Ansgar's defensive line is playing well.
Eating up nearly half of the game clock in this first quarter. They stretch it to the boundary side. Hunter Curley setting up a 3rd down. Seth Schatz, another tackle.
Keep an eye on the fullback for Wapsie Valley, number 33, Caden Dana. He's the guy that every coach wants. He's just the guy that's going to lower his shoulder and block, and he's going to be on all kinds of tackles. He's probably what a lot of people would describe as a glue guy. Keeps everyone going, high energy.
3rd and 4th down has been their money down on this drive. Taking a shot, lofting it, dangerous throw, jump ball, and it's nearly intercepted. He threw that one into a lot of traffic, and Seth Schatz nearly had the play.
Yeah, when you get down into the red zone as a defensive back, your primary assignment is to make sure that you're not giving up the slant. You want to play inside shade, and that time they forced him to go outside, and, 50-50 ball, and fortunately for St. Ansgar, it's 4th and 5.
They've only attempted 1 field goal this year, so they will keep the offense on the field. Keep in mind they can still pick up a 1st down. Hogan, little lob pass over the middle, caught for the touchdown. Dana out of the backfield, Wapsie Valley, a monster 14-play drive.
I knew he was going to come in. I didn't know it would be this soon, but Dana is quite the all-around guy. All he does is run into the middle of the field, just a little over route, and he bangs his way into the end zone. And you can just tell by how his offensive line react. He gets in the end zone, everybody wants to celebrate.
Reese Hagenow on for the point after, and it is good. And a statement drive for Wapsie Valley right out of the gates as they fire the opening salvo, and it was 3rd and 4th down conversions on this drive and pretty accurate throws from Caleb Hogan, which set it all up.
Yeah, converting on 3rd and 4th, isn't that the key to the game? I like how St. Ansgar defensively would stop the run, but now you're going to have to make a little bit of adjustment next time out on defense and try to take away the passing game. But that was an impressive drive by Wapsie Valley. They have to be feeling good.
For Dana, just his 2nd catch of the season. It's his first receiving touchdown this year, and Wapsie Valley an impressive start. Year 5 for Dwayne Foster, 42-11 throughout the past 5 years. Homegrown product, graduated from the school, started coaching back in 2008, became the head coach in 2021, and this is a school district that only he knows. He has coached there his entire life.
That's right, and he's one of those coach's boys. His dad, Tony, was a head coach for years. Tony won a state championship in 2007 and 2012 at Wapsie Valley. And I know, having 2 kids that played for me, and Coach Clevenger's in the same scenario at St. Ansgar, it's a lot of fun to have your kids grow up and be part of the program, be the ball boy, be the guys at practice, get to hang out. They idolize the older kids, and that's where we always talk about, man, eyes are always on you as an athlete, as a student athlete. You have to be a good role model. So I was blessed to have that opportunity.
Tony coached up there close to 4 decades, didn't he? Wasn't his career spanning close to 40 years?
I think his first year would have been 1992 or 93. We have a kickoff that went out of bounds, so they have the choice of either re-kicking or the ball beyond the 35-yard line. We'll see what they want to do.
Kicked out of bounds, kicking team. By rule, the ball be placed at 35-yard line. First down.
I stole the thunder.
So St. Ansgar will come out for the first time trailing 7-0, uncharted territory for this powerhouse product from Northern Iowa. Porter Schweisaw, the quarterback. On an experience-laden team, it's interesting, one of their youngest players is under center, but they trust him fully with this offense, and Schweisaw. Out of the bone, they will run the ball over the right side and a pickup of 2. Corbin Michaels. It's a lethal backfield with the duo of Michaels and Molenbeek.
Yeah, and wishbone or flexbone offense right here, and this is a give to the kid that's averaging 15 yards per carry. You have to think that he's going to continue to get going here.
Time now to take a look at our player watch today. It is brought to you by Musco Lighting.
So, Corbin Michaels, as we talked about, 100 carries, 1,554 yards, 15.5 average, 31 TDs on the year, and he's also a threat out of the backfield, 17 catches for 264 yards and 5 TDs. He also is the 2nd leading tackler on the team with 57.5.
Musco Lighting, the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the IHSAA. Saints pick up their first down on the nice run by Michaels. They have it out at the 47, 1st down and 10. Spinning his way into the pile goes Connor Molenbeek. It's like 2 contrasting body types in the backfield. Molenbeek, 6'1", 180. Michaels, 5'4". Coach told me yesterday he weighs in at 162.
Yes, and he says he may be 5'4". I'm not sure if he said he was stretching the tape a little bit to give him the 5'4", but one elusive running back, the type of kid that you want to get him the ball as many times as possible and worry about how he feels the next day.
3rd man through the hole. It is Molenbeek, twisting his way up to the 46.
Yeah, this is just an example of what St. Ansgar is going to continue to want to do. They fake it to the fullback, and then they give it to the 2nd back, and eventually you're going to see the option out of this. So it's actually 3 plays in 1. Quarterback is going to have to make a read at the line of scrimmage, and I'm guessing he's going to have a call to let his offensive lineman know.
3rd down and 3. Up the middle they go, and a 1st down. Lid pops off late. Joe Clevenger with the 1st down run.
And Joe's had a real nice year, too, for a senior year. 82 carries, 815 yards, 9.9 average. He's a solid runner. He's very north-south, and my theory that he's going to try and run you over, where Michaels is going to try to elude you at times, too.
Like so many of these athletes, multiple sport athletes, and there goes Michaels into the second wave, and a touchdown saving tackle as he was ready to ignite it into another gear, but he takes it all the way to the 20, 21 more yards for Corbin Michaels.
Right on cue. Watch the offensive line get to that second level. It's an isolation play out the B gap right there, and great run and setting themselves up in the red zone.
Bance got just enough of Michaels to trip him up. Getting close to the red zone, they will go with Michaels as the game's second flag flies in from our white hat, the referee, vicinity of a hold.
And that would have been the same play that they previously ran for the successful run. We'll see what this is, but I'm assuming it's a hold. Sean, this is the first time I think that...
Personal foul, illegally, low block. Defense number 40. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal.
The first time that the crews will work as a 7-man crew. Typically for Iowa High School, you're going to see 5-man crews. So there may be more flags when you have 7 officials out there.
That's a call you don't see too often, but it was a point of emphasis this year. Andrew Teat, number 40, going low on the lead blocker, Molenbeek.
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll see that where one guy is engaged and then the other guy comes low, and that'll definitely draw the flag.
Michaels with the tiny frame trying to find any type of crevice. 2nd down and goal for St. Ansgar. Nice response drive after Wapsie Valley marched it down the field.
Yeah, leading both backs through the B hole that time. Not a lot going. Good job by the defensive line with Wapsie Valley holding their ground, creating the scenario where St. Ansgar is thinking we need to reply. They put 7 on the board. It's our turn.
Every ounce of this drive coming on the ground. They bring everyone, they hand it off, and Molenbeek nowhere to go. That time, Wapsie Valley brought every single linebacker they had. It became a numbers game in the box.
Yes, St. Ansgar was outnumbered, and you can see that Wapsie Valley is really thinking that they're going to run tackle to tackle. So if you're seeing that, hopefully the St. Ansgar scouts up here in the booth are telling their coaches, hey, we got to run something outside, or we got to do a bootleg. We need to do something different.
Zaid Shell, receiver to the top. They have an H-back for the first time to the right. They swing it out to Michaels into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Ansgar.
They set this up really well. They've got 2 wide receivers out there. They're going to be the lead blockers, and Michaels, all he has to do is run a nice little swing. It was a good throw by the quarterback. He put that right where he needed. Shayslaw did a really good job of getting rid of it right away. So here's the 2-point conversion.
Creative formations off these 2-point conversions. Look like Wapsie Valley jumped into the neutral zone. This is almost becoming a regular part of football with some crazy styles.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense. The penalty is enforced half the distance and goal, retry.
So a situation here where Obviously, you have a couple of offensive linemen spread way out, away from where they normally are, and as a defense, you have to make that adjustment to see what Drew Clevenger has up his sleeve.
That's right. You have to, as a defensive player, you have to identify who are the ineligible receivers. Now they go back to a power I here with 3 backs.
For the 2-point conversion and for the lead, they try to stick with the hot hand Michaels. Did he sneak his way in underneath, trying to slither in underneath all the bodies? No word yet from the line judge, and it looks like they're going to say he is short. We think all the officials coming together.
Judge, the runner was short of the goal line. Tries no good.
So the 2-point conversion fails, and Wapsie Valley maintains the lead.
Yeah. As you watch this, it's a hard angle because it's such a pile, and he looks like he reaches over, but was his knee down prior? And that's a hard call, especially if you're the side official, and you know, you're 23 yards away from that play happening, and there's a lot of bodies in there. Drive lasted 4 minutes and 34 seconds, 65 yards. St. Ansgar's on the board. I think we have a track meet going here.
So we've seen a 15-play drive to start this game for Wapsie Valley, and now St. Ansgar 10 plays, and get used to this name, Corbin Michaels. One of the more dynamic running backs in the state. You give him a little opening and he will make the most of it.
Yeah, he's also a sprinter on the track team, and that's pretty obvious, but I like that right there. I know he's had 17 receptions going in the year, and 5 of them were touchdowns. Well, now he's at 18, and he has 6 touchdowns. This guy is probably not going to come off the field. Corbin's going to be out there the entire time. He's on kickoff. I know he returns kicks. He's just the guy that probably drove the bus also down here. Who knows?
Both teams coming into this game, both coaches stressing the need to assert themselves up front, and both offensive lines have done just that. Vance with a nice return, setting up Wapsie Valley in good position as they get ready for their second offensive series.
Yeah, line drive kick right there, and whenever there is a line drive kick, those are usually returnable, and they're in very good field position. Let's see what happens if they're going to come out and chuck the ball a little bit to open up the run game, or if they do the variety once again.
Caleb Hogan on the opening drive, 3 of 6 for 23 yards, the touchdown to Dana. Hogan did the most damage with his feet as well on a critical 4th down scramble. Low snap, dug out, and Curley having a tough time going. St. Ansgar up to the challenge. Matt Clevenger again, a sophomore linebacker, in on the stop.
Yeah, Matt does a good job. He's got the outside here, and he shields his blocker and comes off of it and then forces it in. And there's some help there with some more Saints waiting for it. Defensively, against the run, they've been very solid.
7 carries, just 15 yards for Hunter Curley. 2nd down, Hogan with time, takes a shot down the seam, passes caught, and a 1st down. Up ahead to the 39-yard line, Carter Kaufman, a former tackle turned tight end.
You have to love that. I bet he loves it too. He's set up on the right side, and he's just going to run a deep crossing route and in between the zone, and that's a well-thrown ball, and convert for a 1st down. Wapsie Valley, surprisingly, because they don't throw the ball that much, has been very, very successful. Into the quarter.
21 yards on the completion, and a good one through a quarter. 7-6 Wapsie Valley. You're watching the IHSAA football semis presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. More Class A action on the Hy-Vee Championship Network after this break.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important, to invest in the future. It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. When injuries, illness, or normal wear and tear lead to joint pain or discomfort, count on advanced orthopedic care at Mercy One. From joint replacement to sprains and fractures to physical therapy, our team can help you get back to the activities you enjoy, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
Second quarter action here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network alongside Coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kinney, Doug Rue, our statistician up here in the broadcast booth as we welcome you back to Cedar Falls, quarter number 2. And this is Hunter Curley on first down. Well, you look at the trend so far, Coach, and it's been Caleb Hogan the difference for Wapsie Valley. 4 of 7, 44 yards. Warriors 2 for 2 on fourth downs as well.
And the most important thing is Hogan looks very comfortable back there in the pocket. He's throwing off his back foot, delivering the ball on time. He just looks like this is not a game that's rattling him, and knowing that the offense is going to have to rely on him. He's got a heavy burden on his shoulder, but he looks like he's answering the call.
This is not the first time that Hogan has faced St. Ansgar. Time in the pocket. He'll take a shot deep, looking for Molds, and it's nearly intercepted. Molenbeek had his hands out. Good coverage downfield as they tried to hit the home run shot to Landon Molds.
Yeah, Molds is running a post on this route, and he runs it right between the corner and the free safety, and that's double coverage. That's a hard ball to fit in.
Going back to Hogan last year, he was the starting quarterback in the playoffs against St. Ansgar when the Saints knocked the Warriors out of the postseason. He played well, threw for 180 yards against a good Saints secondary.
And that game was played at Wapsie Valley, so the home field advantage didn't play out for him.
3rd down and 9 on the far hash. Hogan fires, little hook pattern caught. This is Curley getting involved in the passing game. And the St. Ansgar defense, they've been so good on 1st and 2nd downs, but they just can't get off the field right now.
Yeah, Wapsie Valley is really tearing apart their zone coverage. I'm not sure if St. Ansgar feels comfortable going to man or switching it up or maybe doing some blitzes, but as long as they stay in the zone, Wapsie Valley has a good idea what they want to do to beat it.
Andrew Teat has checked in. He's the lead blocker, running to the boundary side, and a little bit of room for the first time. Hunter Curley able to get some space. Good kick out by Teat and a surge on 1st down.
Yeah, outside zone, and I think this is the first time they've run it outside of the tackles, and a good gain for him. And you can see right there where Curley can be explosive. He has good speed along with the good power.
Curley was banged up late in the year in the Maquoketa Valley game, so he was not at 100% last week, did not practice a lot. They really tried to control his reps to make sure he was fully healthy for this one. Seeing a lion's share of the load today, and look at him run over a defender, tight roping the sideline. Welcome back, Hunter Curley.
Hey, if it's not broken, you keep going to it. And it's the same play going to the outside, but the best part of it is look how he finishes this run. Hello. And the grass stains are on the back of the jersey, and Mom will have a hard time getting them out.
And I guarantee you, Connor Molenbeek is thinking, I've done that to defenders this year. He was the guy that got ran over on that exchange. You can bet Molenbeek will be looking to do the same when he has the football in his hands. Curley picking up 3 on 1st down.
Here's a little counter play. They're going to pull their guard and also their tight end or H-back, and the guard has a wham block. He's going to kick out the defensive end, and then the H-back is supposed to go upfield and get to the next level. Nice job by St. Ansgar stuffing that play.
2nd down, Curley. They love this left side. This time he's popped. Clevenger was there. It's 5 tackles already early in this game for the sophomore Matt Clevenger.
The Saints did a good job of realizing what they want to do with Wapsie Valley running that. And I think there's a pattern for Wapsie Valley. If it works, they're going to continue to go to it time after time. And that time they did a slant with their linebacker to get him to the outside. So he had a better downhill angle at the running back.
Little confusion offensively as they set out of the eye, play fake. They're going to move the pocket for Hogan. Pressure comes, dodges one. Now he tucks the ball, trying to scoot to the near side, and he is chased out of bounds by Joe Clevenger. So the Clevenger brothers both getting in on the act. And here we go. We've been down this road before, 4th down.
And this is the bootleg that we knew would eventually come. And he gets outside and turns the corner, but Clevenger was impressive. He was in the middle of the field, ran all the way across and tracked him, knocks him out of bounds. 4th down.
This is eerily similar to the portion of the field that Wapsie Valley scored on 4th down earlier in the game, and they want some more time to think about what they want to do, so they are going to use a timeout. Hy-Vee, a proud partner of the IHSAA, bringing you all 14 games this week on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. So let's go inside the Wapsie Valley huddle. What do you like here on 4th down?
Well, last time they had the fullback go across the middle of the field. It kind of was a delay on his out. You still can get a 1st down without having to get the touchdown, so that's another piece. What I like about Wapsie Valley is they've been tested throughout the season. They've had some real tough games where St. Ansgar has not had those games, and they're beating people by 38, 40 points every week, where Wapsie Valley in their quarterfinal game scored a touchdown in the final 25 seconds to win it. So I really think like right now, this is once again is a good timeout. Get your kids together, make sure we have the right call, and I'm 95% the ball is going to be in the air.
Some of the fans who have made the journey south to Cedar Falls, right along the Iowa-Minnesota border, a passionate fan base, proudly wearing the red of St. Ansgar and hoping their defense can dial up the first stop of the day. 4th down and 7. They need to get it to the 4-yard line. Hogan looking, lobs it back of the end zone, and he overshot his man. Looked like Curley had a little bit of space, but the throw sailed on Hogan. St. Ansgar comes up with the stop.
Yeah, Caleb Hogan didn't look comfortable right there. You can see he's got some happy feet. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do with it. And typically when a quarterback overthrows, it's because he takes too big of a stride on that push. And St. Ansgar converts here with the ball on the 11-yard line, and now they need to drive the length of the field to take the lead.
Here we are, 8:42 to go. Quick moving first half, and this is just the second offensive series for the Saints. And we'll get it going to Joe Clevenger.
Yeah, they spread the field there. Yeah, they broke out of that bone and had it spread out with only the fullback in the backfield. And Clevenger is going to pick up 3-4 yards. He always falls forward. And that's a sign of a good running back who can always fall forward and get you 2 additional yards.
Clevenger, a 2-year starter. The senior talking about Joe Clevenger, number 12. 2-year starter, part of the state championship baseball team, as a number of these Saint football players were. Rare throw off his back foot. Molenbeek trying to make an adjustment, cannot. Pretty good throw there by Schwiesel.
Yeah, a little bootleg action here. He's going to fake the handoff and boot to his right. And you got a wheel route with the number 7, and it just goes off the end of his hands, off his fingertips. Pretty good coverage by Wapsie Valley. They had guys in the area. And on bootleg, typically you're thinking that our guy's going to leak out and no one's going to be there. So they didn't bite.
3rd down and 6. They go empty set, 3 receivers right, and a timeout taken.
Well, one of the things I like to do is when we go trips to a side, is on the other side you're going to have your best receiver. And then you're going to get that one-on-one matchup. And if you don't get that one-on-one matchup, they bring another guy over. That's going to open up something for one of your other receivers on the trip side.
7-6 Wapsie Valley with the 1-point advantage. The only difference, the failed 2-point conversion. Each team has had 2 possessions in this first half. We saw Wapsie Valley get turned away a few moments ago. The road to Cedar Falls, and as you talked about, they had some tight games along the way. Started with a win against Maquoketa Valley and then advanced in the quarterfinals over Linville-Soley, and that was a tight game that came down to the wire. 22-16 win in the quarters.
Yes, and Maquoketa Valley was in their district, and they played each other week 5, and that was a 27-16 victory. And Wapsie also started the season against a 2A team, Denver, and beat them 28-21.
So they stick with the same formation. Haugen, the receiver at the bottom. They roll the pocket right. Schwiesel throws on the run. Caught. Molenbeek, the catch and a first down. Up ahead to the 34. 19 yards to Connor Molenbeek.
And here we have a sprint out, and this is a zone beater, a little flood action. They're going to go 3 different levels on that sideline, and he put the ball right on the money. Very good throw by Schwiesel, and his dad was an offensive lineman that played at Wartburg.
Molenbeek trying to stretch it and get to the edge, pursued by Carver Shares.
Well, the first thing I would say to Mr. Molenbeek when I get the chance, when he comes to the sideline, I say, brother, you got to put that ball in the other arm and use that right arm to get the defenders away from you.
I was waiting for the coach in you to come out. I noticed that. I said, will coach say something?
Yeah, use that Derrick Henry stiff arm when you get the chance.
Connor Molenbeek has had a monster season, both as a runner and a pass catcher. Here he gets to the corner. Downfield he goes, and he maneuvers his way. Angled out of bounds again by Shares, but not before he picks up 11 and a first down.
Yeah, he does a nice job of setting this up. I believe it's designed to go through the C gap, and he bounces it outside. Wonderful job by the blockers to set that up, and he's got some good speed. But once again, ball was in his right hand, and maybe he's a guy that says, I'm going to carry it in my right hand all the time.
He has really emerged this year as one of the main weapons in Class A. He was a spot player a season ago offensively, really mainly focused on the defensive side, a cornerback, defensive back player, but you talk about a key cog in this offense and for what Drew Clevenger wants to do.
Yeah. And that's a nice play by the defensive lineman for Wapsie Valley. I think Wapsie Valley is settling in defensively with their fronts. They just feel like they're maybe playing more gap schemes instead of head up, and doing some slanting and pinching.
Falling ahead for a couple of yards. Molenbeek again. Carter Kaufman was the linebacker who shot the hole.
Yeah, St. Ansgar really wants to take the air out of the ball. They want to be the team that says, if we don't score, at least we're going to take 6-7 minutes of the game, take off the clock. And I like that theory. The only bad thing is if you get behind by 2 or 3 touchdowns, then it changes your philosophy.
Yeah, this is a game as a coaching staff you have to take into consideration. You're not going to have many possessions. St. Ansgar realizing that this is a key juncture winding down the first half. They want to make sure everybody's on the same page, so they'll burn their second timeout.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about St. Ansgar Saints and their history. You know, since 1972, St. Ansgar has gone 362 and 145. They have a 71% win percentage, and they won a state championship back in 2011. That's just that's great tradition that they had. When I was coaching in the Shrine Bowl back in 2013, I had a running back from St. Ansgar, young man by the last name of Hansen, and he reminds me a little bit of the Michaels kid. But I'm going to say the Hansen kid had a little bit more speed. Michaels is more elusive.
We both had a chance to talk with Drew Clevenger, who actually is a PCM grad, and I asked him, what brought you into coaching? And he said it was the impact of his high school coach, and anybody in the state of Iowa knows the impact that Brian Hazelton has had during his time with Prairie City Monroe, and seeing the interaction that Hazelton had with just not Clevenger, but his teammates back in his high school days really inspired him to want to duplicate it. And now I think Wapsie Valley is going to use a timeout. So let's pull out the chessboard between these two coaches as they go back at it.
Yeah, obviously this is a key play. Both teams are sensing that. You're talking field position and everything else that comes along with that. But, you know, Wapsie Valley has had a great history also. They won state championships in 86, 1987, 97, 07, and 2012. Since 1972, Wapsie Valley is 409 and 135, 75% win percentage. Both these programs, just outstanding, great traditions. Now, I can imagine that when a kid is born in one of these two communities, they probably, as a boy, they probably get a little plastic football that's put in their crib.
And it's black and gold on one side, red and white on the other. 4 communities make up Wapsie Valley. Obviously Fairbank with Orrin, Redland, Klinger, a little tiny setup as well, contributing to the Wapsie Valley Community School District. All right, so each team has had some time to think about it. Each team has used the timeout. Now here we go. They go bunch to the right. 3rd down and 7. They carry out the option, pitch it to Michaels, and he is cut down in the backfield. Braden Bance lending support, played his assignment perfectly.
Yeah, Braden Bance comes outside. He has outside contain. He's going to force all the action back inside, and he's going to have help if Michaels does cut to the inside, but that was well played. Nice open field tackle.
First punt of the day. Molenbeek has punted only 4 times this year. That's how dominant St. Ansgar has been. Good kick. This one will take a fortuitous bounce inside the 20. Perfectly done by Molenbeek as it comes to a rest inside the 10 at the 5. 45 yards.
Years of coming to the state championships, and for a while the Unidome was basically one of the only turf fields, and now you're seeing it more common throughout the high school area that everyone's going to turf fields. But the key has always been don't let the punt bounce. And they only had 1 punt returner back. I would suggest next time they put 2 back there, because that's a 20-25 yard disadvantage for them by not just fair catching the ball.
These are the parts of a game that can determine an outcome. Dangerous territory and nowhere. Hunter Curley swallowed up. He was dodging missiles right when he was given the football. The first one through was Hale Dietrich.
And he had help from some other brothers coming in. Look at the pursuit, and Curley thinks he's going to be able to cut it back, and all he sees is another red jersey coming at him, and that's just outstanding defense.
Wapsie Valley's been pretty aggressive on 2nd down, completely trusting the decision-making of Caleb Hogan. Does he dare throw it from his own end zone, 2nd and 12?
If you do, it would be a bootleg on my part, or you're going to sprint him out.
High formation behind him, looking against a 4-man front, and Andrew Teat a little bit too quick out of his stance.
And unfortunately, if Andrew would have kept on going, he wouldn't have been penalized. He could have continued.
Offense. Be enforced half the distance.
As long as you're not going forward, and he was going towards the sideline, he would have been all right. He wouldn't have been penalized. But when he stopped and kind of turned all the way around, the flag did come out.
2nd down and 13. Man, they are on the goal line here, the shadows of their own end. They'll rely on this offensive line to try to open up a hole for Hunter Curley. Halverson wraps him up, lassos him down, 3rd down. Coach, this is why special teams, they might not get the ink or the glory throughout the course of the season, but they can turn the course and trajectory of a game when you have 2 evenly matched squads.
Yes, and when you're in this scenario right here, you're thinking we need to get room to punt the ball. So you're going to maybe see a quarterback sneak or something that just to get 3 or 4 yards. You don't want to risk it right here in this scenario.
Right on cue as they will go with Hogan, just trying to get any type of space for the punter to work. And this all goes back to the Molenbeek punt of 45 yards, pinning Wapsie Valley and really cornering what they could do offensively.
Yeah. Not fielded by the punt returner, plays into this, and now as a punter, I'm surprised they're going with a spread formation with the chance that St. Ansgar could bring a lot of people and try to block this. The other thing you have to be aware of is as the punter, you cannot step out of the back of the end zone once the play is live, so keep an eye on his heels and make sure they don't go to the white line.
Michaels and Molenbeek, the 2 return men, line drive kick. This will be Molenbeek, picks up a block from Michaels, sprints near side to the 40, and a good job by Wapsie Valley, all things considered. Bance with the punt. Return of 9 yards, not an easy spot to uncork a kick from.
No, but excellent field position. And as a punter, you usually rush that punt too, so you're not really worried about, you know, how high it goes or how far. You just want to get it off. That would be the most important thing, and if it gets past the 35-yard line, you're pretty happy.
St. Ansgar with 1 timeout remaining. This is a team that doesn't kick a lot of field goals, so you're thinking 6 points as they run the option near side. Watch out. Michaels with a move, cuts up ahead, takes it to the 24, 15 yards.
Well, they did an excellent job running an option here. They're going to put the ball in the fullback's belly and then pull it out, and he gets the pitch out on time, and Michaels puts on a move, and the poor defender's just tackling grass.
8 carries for 50 yards in this first half for Michaels as we dip under 2 minutes to go. First down, Clevenger picks up 3. Still time, and you still have a timeout. There has to be some urgency, but it's not a full-out sprint here for St. Ansgar.
Now you're in good shape. If you manage the clock right here, and you should have someone up top, you know, you're having that conversation with them like, hey, this is where we're at, this is what I want to do, make sure you help me out on this, and the eyes in the sky are always important as a head coach to have it.
Late pitch and belted, but look at Michaels keep his balance. Dana delivered the initial boom, but Michaels kept the legs churning before Hesse finally dropped him.
Yeah, Michaels bounces off of Gavin Henry. You're going to see this. Watch number 5 try to make the tackle, and he's grabbing air. But once again, this is why we featured him, spotlight player. He is a phenomenal kid, and I think he'd be an excellent Division III kid. If I was a D3 school in Iowa, I'd be going after him.
3rd down and 6. Schwesaw to throw, near side. Clevenger, and a good open field tackle by Braden Bantz. He was out on an island all by his lonesome, and he was able to bring down the fullback, Clevenger.
Yeah, Braden Bantz does a nice job of getting off the block of Chase Hagan, and it's a nice job because it's open field.
Saints utilizing their final timeout. They'll tack on a few more additional seconds as well. So no timeouts, looking at 4th down and 6 from the 21 out of their field goal range.
Yeah, Coach Clevenger doesn't have a whole lot of confidence in kicking the ball at this point. So I'm thinking anything outside of the 10-yard line would definitely we're going to go for it. So now you have to dial up your best play for 4th and 6. The one pet peeve of mine as a coach is when I'd say, hey, it's 4th and 6 and you're running a 5-yard out, you know it has to be a 7-yard out instead of a 5-yard out. So make sure that your routes are deep enough to get that first down.
Schwesaw 3 of 4 for 25 yards. Drew Clevenger with 31 seconds, no timeouts, 4th down and 6. Shots and Mullen back to the top. Michaels and Haugen to the bottom. Michaels in motion. Pressure comes, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Dana hit him just as Schwesaw got ready to let her fly.
Yeah, blindsided that time. He has no idea that Dana's coming from his left, and gets a nice shot on him. And once again, Caden Dana, he is a guy that's going to make plays, and sometimes you're not going to notice him because he's going to do a lot of the dirty work. That time he just told everyone on the Wapsie Valley side, I'm here to play, boys.
Dwayne Foster told us this is a player, when you look at Dana, the stats don't tell you how good a player he is. He's a versatile defender. He has been their reliable guy, Mr. Consistency all year. And it's practically a draw inside the Unidome. Two teams who want to punch you in the mouth, play physical football. It lived up to that as we reach halftime. Wapsie Valley 7, St. Ansgar 6 as we head to the locker room.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you can rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,800.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community.
Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They give me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future. Set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Halftime coverage is brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Unidome. We have reached the Northwest Bank halftime of our first Class A semifinal of the day, and it's a good one. Wapsie Valley 7, St. Ansgar 6. Just like a great team, success in business takes planning, dedication, and trust. That's why businesses count on Northwest Bank, where personal and business banking never stops working for you. Member FDIC. With the teams in the locker rooms, we're going to step aside for a message from title sponsor Iowa Farm Bureau and a fun highlight of champions from last school year at the Athletic Association.
Thanks for joining us for the 2025 IHSAA State Football Championships. I'm Chris Cuellar, Communications Director at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We hope you're enjoying the competition our member schools are putting on today. At the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're deeply grateful for the incredible support that makes this event possible, and no partner plays a more pivotal role than our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau. With me here today is Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Good to be with you, Chris.
First off, I'd like to thank the Iowa Farm Bureau for being the sole title sponsor of our state football championships and a longtime supporter of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. What do you think makes education-based activities so special in Iowa, and why is it important for organizations like Iowa Farm Bureau to be involved with events like this?
Well, Chris, at the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Just as the student athletes competing here today are among the nation's best, Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive, leading the way in corn, hog, and ethanol production, but also in pioneering conservation efforts. Iowa ranks #1 in water quality, wetlands, bioreactors, grassed waterways, filter and buffer strips, pollinator habitats, and conservation tillage. As proud title sponsors, we're excited to celebrate the strength and spirit of Iowa's farmers and student athletes. Their resilience defines what it means to be farm strong and makes these games and our state truly special.
With these games being a high point of the high school experience for so many student athletes, can you describe how Iowa Farm Bureau makes sure its sponsorship goes beyond the event itself?
The championship games are an important moment, but we want our impact to last much longer. That's why we're proud to support them throughout the year through our work with the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Girls Union to sponsor concussion insurance at no cost for all boys and girls participating in the practice and play of all sports sanctioned by the organizations. It's an extremely important program and just one way that we feel we can help look out for the long-term well-being of student athletes. In addition to concussion coverage, the Iowa Farm Bureau is one of the state's largest scholarship providers, contributing over $250,000 in scholarships each year to Iowa's students. Right now, we're accepting applications for our scholarships, so we encourage students to visit our website for more information. And knowing teachers play a critical role in shaping our students' futures, we also provide grant programs to help educators offset costs for much-needed education resources, helping to enhance classroom experiences in schools across Iowa.
Adding to that incredible list of support, the Iowa Farm Bureau also sponsors the IHSAA's Governor Scholar Recognition Ceremony. I always see members of the Farm Bureau team at the event alongside our Athletic Association staff. Could you share why you think it's so important for your organization to be involved?
At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that today's students are the future leaders of our state. By supporting the Iowa Governor's Scholar Program, we have the privilege of being present to honor more than 400 of Iowa's brightest academic achievers. These students are not only excelling in their classrooms, but they are also the future leaders who will help shape Iowa's progress. This initiative is deeply important to our organization, our members, and all Iowans, as it highlights the value of education and leadership in moving Iowa forward.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Brent, and for your continued support of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Your partnership has been essential in helping us grow student services through recognition programs, grants, and scholarships. We truly appreciate your commitment to education-based activities and the students we serve across Iowa.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
You love our lineup of legendary Pizza Ranch pizzas. And now, get ready to love the Big Popper. Loaded with cream cheese, Italian sausage, jalapenos, sweet peppadew peppers, and a honey hot sauce drizzle. A little sweet, a little heat, and a whole lot of flavor. Try the Big Popper Pizza, along with our new Chicky Chicky Boom Boom Salad. Only for a limited time, only at Pizza Ranch.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Hello and welcome to the Iowa High School Athletic Association's Football Halftime. I'm Communications Director Chris Cuellar, and joining me today is ISL Education Lending President and CEO Steve McCullough. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Can you explain what the synergies are between what the Athletic Association is doing and what the work of ISL Education Lending for Iowa students?
Well, our purpose is to help students and families succeed in education and career after high school. As a nonprofit, we offer low-cost private student loans. We also offer scholarships and college planning tools to help families make wise choices.
I assume there's some people watching who just heard the word scholarships. Can you tell me a little more about that?
So right now you can register to win one of 45 $1,000 scholarships. They're for high school students, college students, and their parents. And you can register at iowastudentloan.org, or you can scan the QR code on the video board. You need to register by December 5th.
What are some other resources that people should take away here about ISL education lending?
Well, we just launched a new scholarship search service called Step 1 Scholarship Search. It's free for use, and it's customized and personalized so you can find scholarships that are a match for you. For more information about Step 1 Scholarship Search Service or any of our other programs, go to iowastudentloan.org.
We got a lot of overlap there with our high school students either on the field or hopefully watching at home. Hopefully they can take advantage of those resources. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Into the end zone. Wow, it's a great pull. Here again. Wants to throw deep. Has a man open. Coopsy catches him at the 10. Chucks into the end zone.
And the celebration begins here for the Grundy Center Spartans.
A wide open receiver makes the catch and pulls into the end zone for a touchdown. What a performance. North Polk goes undefeated. They will hoist the state's biggest trophy. Down the lane, off balance, Jackson with 2 seconds left, and this one is over. Jaden McGregory.
Oh my word. Robles and scores! What an unbelievable strike.
Here's Vanderland crossing home plate. And that is the ball game.
And Iowa City High has won their first
not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Halftime was brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back with the Northwest Bank halftime show here in the Class A semifinals alongside Coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kinney with you. And Kevin, really a thoroughly entertaining first half. No real big surprises. You knew this was going to be a physical game. Not a lot of possessions, and everything played out along those lines.
Oh, definitely. Sean, I like the fact that both teams are really trying to establish the line of scrimmage. And, you know, maybe the biggest key of the game is St. Ansgar Corbin Michaels being limited to only 52 yards in the first half. And people are saying limited to 52 yards. Well, yeah, when the guy's averaging 15 yards a carry, you are limiting the guy.
Let's take a look at the first half stats, thanks to our partners with Suka.
So the biggest thing is you see the balance with the total yards. The one thing that I've noticed, there hasn't been a turnover and only 3 penalties. So Wapsie Valley has all 3 penalties for only 12 yards. Everything is so balanced across the board. It's just been back and forth. And St. Ansgar had a short field towards the end of the half and wasn't able to execute there. But it's just been like a ping pong table tennis game going back and forth with two teams that really want to run the ball and establish that line of scrimmage.
Caleb Hogan throwing the football 5 of 10, 54 yards. A little bit more balanced approach for Wapsie Valley. St. Ansgar has done a terrific job on Hunter Curley. 14 carries, just 29 yards today for the talented back. Closed captioning on today's over-the-air networks is presented by Sukup Manufacturing. Sukup is the world's largest family-owned grain bin manufacturer and a proud supporter of Iowa high school activities. This has been the Northwest Bank halftime. Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC. As Molenbeek, watch out, he has a wall of blockers, and down the sideline he goes in a bang to start this second half. 82 yards.
Well, I'm not sure what Coach Clevenger said at halftime, but it did work. Look at the wall that is set up here. He breaks this one tackle, and after that, there's nothing but green grass in front of him. And I'm guessing everyone on the St. Ansgar sideline was running down just as fast as he was.
82 yards for Molenbeek, and right out of the locker room, special teams, and St. Ansgar winning that area. They had the punt by Molenbeek earlier, which really turned the field position battle around, and now they go for the all-important two-point conversion. They fake it. Quarterback will keep it, and Wapsie Valley stuffs them.
Yeah, we've seen this before where they did give the ball to Michael and tried to get him around the corner, and that got stuffed. And then this time the quarterback keeps it, and there was nothing there. So well scouted by Wapsie Valley to shut them down, and we're at 12-7. Great start of the second half.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association football semis presented today by Iowa Farm Bureau. That certainly woke up the fans as they were just coming back from the concession stands to get back into their seats. And Mr. Molenbeek bringing some smiles to some of the youth enjoying this one. St. Ansgar with their first lead.
Explosive players in the backfield for St. Ansgar, and Saints are very talented. They have great team speed, very athletic. As we know, they won a state championship in baseball this past summer, and it's just a group of kids that are obviously committed and a good mix. And I know that when I was talking with Coach Clevenger, he talked about the leadership component, and that's such a crucial piece to any team that has success. 26 seasons Drew's been on the sideline, and you know, they've had a lot of good coaches. I remember Rich Sherman, the head coach of St. Ansgar during the 80s and 90s, and he did a really nice job. He was a wishbone, flexbone guy, and I think it stayed its course at St. Ansgar.
Squib kick as they try to keep it away. This is a live football, and finally it tail spins out of bounds, and the flags will be thrown, trying to keep it away from both Molds and Bants.
Well, I'm a big fan in that situation when they want to squib to make them re-kick it again, just because I feel like they don't feel that they can cover, and obviously they're just going to say no.
Kicked out of bounds. Kicking team by row of the ball being placed at 35-yard line. First down.
Wapsie Valley says, forget that, we'll take the ball on the 35-yard line, which is good field position.
So let's see how Wapsie Valley responds after taking it on the chin with the kickoff return from Molenbeek. After the penalty from the 35-yard line, and it's been tough churning in between the guards. St. Ansgar really controlling the center of the lines with their defense.
Yeah, and there's nowhere for Caden Dana to go in this situation. He's trying to find just a sliver of a hole, and he's just getting piled up. There's too many bodies in there. But if you're going to run the ball outside, you also have to run it inside a little bit to set it up. So let's see what happens here. Maybe we're going to see an option.
Second down and 9. They pull a lineman cutting back. Over the left side goes Hunter Curley.
Yeah, they're pulling the left guard there, and he's going to kick out the end. Curley didn't follow him. He cut it inside to the A gap instead of trying to take it to the C, following his offensive lineman.
It's been a tough day for Wapsie Valley on third down. 2 of 7. 3-step drop on the slant. That time Molenbeek jumped the passing lane. That was the same play they ran way back in the first quarter on a 3rd and long. They hit the receiver. This time Molenbeek able to get a hand in.
And the best part for Molenbeek was he did play the inside shade there as opposed to playing head up or a little outside cover 3 scenario. Most of the time you'll see the corner line head up on him, and the receiver did beat him to the inside, but he had make up ground.
Second punt this afternoon for Bants. Could not have scripted a better start out of the locker room for St. Ansgar. They get the big play on special teams and then the 3 and out. And here is Mullenback cutting to the near side, and he will just step out of bounds at midfield. 18 yards on the return. This game turning a little bit as far as momentum goes, you get the feeling.
Most definitely, Lady Mo has swung hard. Now watch, the big key is he's going to step ahead 2 or 3 steps, and then he cuts it out to the left. Now, why is that the key? Because as a defender, you're running downfield and you see he's running straight at you. You're running straight at him also. Then once he cuts out to the side, it's all about taking the best angle.
Orchestrator of this offense, we saw, will hand it off. Joe Clevenger. Clevenger to the 47. Luke Reardon, one of the top defenders, able to bring him down.
Yeah, and Joe's been getting a lot of touches here on first down, and he's averaging 3.6 yards, but that's just because, like I said earlier, he's a guy that's going to fall forward and get the additional yard or 2 just because of his momentum.
You see big number 79 in white, Reardon. He wants to continue to play football when his high school days are done. Mullenback cut down in the backfield. Dana slithering his way through, got in between the blockers. Nice play by the linebacker.
Oh, once again, number 33 knowing what it takes to get the guy to the ground. He is sneaky. He knows how to make himself skinny. In that scenario where he's trying to get through a block, he's going to turn his shoulders enough to make himself skinny, so it's hard for an offensive blocker to get their hands on his chest.
Third down, Schwesaw is going to unleash it. Mullenback all by himself, and it's a miss opportunity. Schwesaw had him, but he put a little bit too much air on the throw, and St. Ansgar misses a golden opportunity.
Schwesaw had plenty of time in this scenario too, and I think he just unloaded a little too early, because the farther he runs and he throws the ball a little bit higher, putting air underneath it, and a chance for his receiver to get underneath the ball, that was a missed opportunity, that's for sure.
Mullenback on to punt for the second time. Here they come. He gets the kick away. Fielding it, and that's a live football opportunity. It's rolling, still rolling free. Bance can't jump on it. Michaels ends up with it for St. Ansgar. There is a flag down, so let's see if there's interference with the catch. Right now, St. Ansgar with the football, but a flag down and an all-important call coming.
That's right, and I'm going to guarantee that he did not give the returner enough room. He got inside his bubble. And the other part of this is I think St. Ansgar picked up the ball and tried to advance it. You can't advance the muff, so it would go back if the penalty is not what we think it is.
It's all mute. If it is the call that we are anticipating, it looked like Bance had a chance to jump on top of it, but his body weight squirted the ball out, and that's where the opportunistic Michaels ended up with the football. And this is a key discussion from our officiating crew. All of these officials that you see, the 7-man crew, have earned their trip to have the right to officiate one of the highest state games in the state of Iowa when you get to the semifinals.
You know, as a coach on the sideline, you don't like the delay, but the most important thing is they get it right.
Exactly.
And that's what you want. And that's why everyone's saying, hey, this is what I saw. I think that this might have happened. And someone else who may have had a better angle said, well, I think you missed this. And I don't know, is it like Survivor? They're going to vote someone off the island eventually? Who knows?
That show's still going, isn't it?
I'm dating myself. I'm sorry.
Let's take another look. So we're looking for this little bubble here. Landon Molds. Oh, I don't know, Coach.
After true communication, there's no foul for catching interference. The final result of the play is St. Ansgar will take possession after the muff.
Now let's continue to watch this because oh no, he doesn't pick it up and run with it. the ball's being batted. The fumble just continues to go for St. Ansgar is probably the most fortunate team right now. They're like, oh, wow, how did we get that break? But you want to know what? It doesn't mean anything unless you get 6 points here. So you got to get the ball in the end zone. You know, this is one of those situations as a defense. You got to be thinking, expect the unexpected. But we've seen Clevenger with the fullback several times on first down. I would think they're going to try and get the corner here.
Breathing a little fire now. Here come the Saints. 1st and goal after the game's first turnover. This will be Michaels. Not much. He gets a yard. Gavin Henry bringing him down. Yeah, you go back to special teams in this football game. Molenbeek twice on 2 really good punts. The second one botched by Wapsie Valley, setting them up in great position. The kick return to start this second half, and that has been the difference in this football game.
That's why coaches always talk about the 3 different things with a football game. You got to be solid on offense, defense, and special teams.
They spread it out, 2 right, 2 left. Michaels comes back into the backfield. They will run the pitch. Ball gets deflected. Took a while for it to reach Michaels, and by the time it did, Hunter Curley was waiting.
Well, they were very fortunate there. That ball was tipped by Dana, if I remember right here. Is that 33? Gets his hands on it. Hard for us to see, but very fortunate. Michaels gets the ball, and they lose a yard or 2 on the play. Big third down right here.
Wapsie Valley trying to keep this a 1-possession game, not quite halfway through this third quarter. 3 of 6 this afternoon. Now movement all over. The ball was snapped. Wapsie Valley ends up with it. St. Ansgar wasn't on the same page. And a huge goal line stand. A mistake by the Saints. And Wapsie Valley gets the football right back.
This is unfortunate timing as the guy in motion comes across and the center snaps it and hits him. And then the ball is rolling all over and Wapsie Valley recovers. Now, they do not have great field position again, so this is one of these things where St. Ansgar can get a good stop, get good field position. Wapsie Valley needs to get some cushion here. I'd look for them to throw the ball on first down.
They go shotgun, and that's exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to go deep. Receiver out there, makes the catch at the 40, up ahead to midfield. 45 yards, the juggling catch to Hunter Curley.
Excellent passing catch right there. He's running the deep post and he hits him right where he needs to. The juggling catch makes you nervous. Everyone's, please bring that in. But great play call for Wapsie Valley. You got the ball right now where you want it and you can open up the playbook.
Wapsie Valley's going to have to hustle up. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. They just do get the snap off. Hogan, pressure comes, and Hogan is going to be dropped. Able to get back close to the original line of scrimmage, chased down by Chase Haugen.
Yeah, Wapsie Valley only sends 2 guys out on the routes here in this situation, and then they have a receiver that goes out late. So a coverage sack, which is very good defense. The defensive backs did a solid job in their zone and put some pressure on Hogan. He did a nice job of getting back almost to the line of scrimmage.
7th sack of the year for Haugen, who played a whale of a game in the quarterfinal win. They pitch it to Curley, and he is taken down. Clevenger and St. Ansgar digging in their heels after the big pass play.
Yeah, the sophomore, I can't believe as a sophomore you can have this big of an impact on a semifinal game, but Mr. Clevenger's doing a wonderful job. He's really active with his hands, and no one's going to be able to get inside and try to grab his cloth because he does a really good job of punching.
Third down and 12. They run a little bit of a stunt, lofting it. This is a fight, and it's incomplete, nearly intercepted. Molenbeek with the coverage, and then nearly picked off the deflection by Seth Schatz, I believe.
Yeah, Wapsie Valley had 3 receivers to the right side. They had the one-on-one matchup that they liked. But the other part would be that St. Ansgar brought a outside linebacker on the blitz from the weak side. So I'm not sure if he felt the pressure yet, but he was breathing right down his throat. Does St. Ansgar have another good punt return? We'll see.
They only put one back, and it's Molenbeek. Bance is going to kick it away from him, and it's a really good kick. This one will trickle out of bounds inside the 15, and they're going to mark it inside the 10. 41 yards of the punt by Bance. So this has become a field position game after St. Ansgar missed the opportunity. The big throw to Curley changed the curve of momentum as far as field position goes, and now switch defense can buckle in and maybe create the game's second turnover.
And my guess is when Wapsie Valley was talking to their punter, he said, hey, punt the ball out of bounds. We don't want to give them a chance or run another one for field position, and they did a nice job punting that one out.
Run to the weak side to the boundary with Molenbeek. Not a lot of work and space to go.
Yeah, outside zone to the short side of the field, you really don't have a lot of room, and once again, it's just a good pursuit by Wapsie Valley's defense. You know, their job is to shade the inside hip of the running back and attack that, and they did a really good job of staying in their lanes and staying in his back pocket.
Has to be such a satisfying feeling for Connor Molenbeek. Anybody who knows him and his family and went through a really bad injury as they go into the bag of tricks. Molenbeek is going to throw it up for grabs, and it's nearly caught. Teat got his hand in there in the nick of time when it looked like Seth Schatz might reel it in.
All right, so they set this up on the previous play by running that, and this time it's the pass, so I like the idea, and he had his chance to catch it between 2 defenders.
This is the first, there's no distance penalty.
First warning along the Wapsie Valley sideline. Next one will carry a penalty with it. But really quickly, going back to Molenbeek, last year had a back injury that kept him out of a lot of action. He missed the basketball season, was an excellent baseball player. He was relegated to just one pinch hit opportunity where he bunted just so he had the opportunity to be a part of the state championship team that St. Ansgar enjoyed on the diamond. To see him put together a year like this, so rewarding in so many ways. 3rd down and 9. Look at the time to throw. Making the catches, Michaels, the track star in a foot race. You're not going to catch him. Corbin Michaels to the house, 91 yards.
Well, here they go. St. Ansgar's opened up the offense here, and they get Michaels on a wheel route, and once he gets past Dana, there's no one who's going to catch him. What an electric player. Once again, I just can't imagine not getting that guy 25 to 30 touches in a game. He's that important. So St. Ansgar is 0 for 2 on conversions, and now they're going to kick one.
Kick on the way, and it is no good. So that's been the only blemish for St. Ansgar today, has been the point after the touchdowns. As we go back to the big one, the state track medalist, you know you're not going to run him down.
No, you're going to see the back of his jersey, and that's kind of a humbling thing. But when kids got talent like that, and give Wapsie Valley credit because they pretty much bottled him up in the first half. This is the first time he really got loose on a play, and you know what's going to happen. You just hope it doesn't happen more often than other times. Outstanding high school football player.
Low to the ground, center of gravity, spent a ton of time on his lateral quickness throughout the offseason. He did not need a lot of work with his vertical speed. He was the opening leg of the medal-winning sprint medley team. As you take a look at the Sioux Cup stats, 91 yards will certainly change the tide of the statistical categories in a real hurry.
Yeah, what's really popping out now is that third down conversion rate, where St. Ansgar's 4 for 8 and Wapsie Valley's only 2 for 9. But on the other side of it, Wapsie Valley has converted 3 of their 4 on fourth down.
$18 unanswered for St. Ansgar after Wapsie Valley took the opening kick, marched it down the field, a 15-play drive. Michaels putting up Michaels-type numbers, 148 yards, all-purpose yards, rushing and receiving today.
And Sean, here he is, out on kickoff team right after that.
Bouncing kick is going to be picked up at the 25. Flag is thrown on the return.
So
what
looked like good field position for Wapsie Valley is now going to get pushed back. They're probably going to be on about the 20-yard line, 21.
During the return, holding receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
What's the message now? If you're Wapsie Valley, you've been along the sideline, a third quarter that is slipping away from you. How do you get everybody back in?
Well, this is the faith in your team. They've been battle tested. They've been in games like this. They know what it takes to come back. It's only one play at a time. And my guess is they will answer.
They try to answer with the shoulder pads that they have leaned on so heavily throughout the entire year. Hunter Curley, this 205-pound senior.
Yeah, isolation play once again with a double team with the guard in the center, and then the fullback's supposed to pick up the linebacker. Curley, he's a load, and he's able to get some good yards on first down.
Back-to-back carries for number 24, who moved to the running back room this year. He played tight end late in the season last year. In the off-season, the coaches got together for Wapsie Valley and talked about, well, if he wants to play at the next level, we're not sure it's going to be at running back, maybe tight end or slot. So what they did was they called him in. They had a one-on-one chat, Dwayne Foster and Hunter Curley. And Curley told the coach, "It's my time, coach." And he has delivered a 2,000-yard season. Trying to deliver a yard here to keep this drive alive, and I don't know. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, he got hit behind the line of scrimmage, but yet he worked his way close to it. I think he is short. So this is a big call. Do you have confidence in your offensive line to get you a first down in this scenario? 3:41 left in the third quarter. You're still probably going to have 2 more possessions after this, but it's in the situation, if you don't get the first down, you're in trouble.
This is where you rely on a young offensive line. 4 juniors on that offensive front. Quarterback will keep it. He stood up, and looks like they're going to give him a really favorable spot. Line judge coming in, and he must have stuck that football across. And let's see if they bring out the chains for a measurement. No, they say first down, Wapsie Valley. I thought Hogan made a mistake. He stood up after taking the snap, which is not what you want to do.
Right, he's a little high right here, but there wasn't much of movement with his offensive line. He got stacked up, and what this comes down to is the official on the sideline. Is it a right foot mark or is it a left foot mark? And he got the right foot mark.
This offensive line anchored by their right guard, Luke Reardon. Lone senior, he's the elder statesman up front. Surrounded by 4 juniors, Lane Shore, Zach Bavers, James Seaman, and then at left tackle, Cooper Adair. Wapsie Valley breathing a little bit easier and running off outside right tackle is Curley.
Yeah, Curley gets the corner here, and he does a nice job of using his speed. to pick up 5 yards, and now you're sitting in a 2nd and 5, and that's a favorable call for your offensive coordinator to decide what do we want to do here. My guess is they're going to stay with the ball on the ground.
Really opens up the playbook. Curley popping through a little bit of a hole, and they stay on schedule as he takes it to the 39. Joe Clevenger approaching double-digit tackles today for St. Ansgar, another stop.
Just trying to follow your fullback. He's going to lead you to where you need to be, and we talked about number 33, Caden Dana, and I tell you, he's one of the best fullbacks I've seen in high school football this year, especially at the lower level.
3rd down and 2 for Wapsie Valley, and they will get Dana bouncing it to the outside. 1st down run. Caden Dana able to move the sticks. Another tackle for Clevenger.
What a determined run. His hole is plugged, and he's able to pop it out to the left side. He plants that left foot and gets out there, and has good speed, and he looks tired. Right now, you see the hands on the hips, and it's one of those situations where we need to give him a blow in this scenario, but we're almost at the end of the quarter, so you're hoping that he can hang on.
Joe Clevenger, by the way, his 10th tackle of the game, so into double digits. One of the centerpieces of the defense for St. Ansgar. Inside 2 minutes to go, they will run the reverse pass, letting the ball fly. Got hit as he threw it, and it falls incomplete. Never really had the time to set the feet.
Well, it was well defended by St. Ansgar. Also, the fact that they had their defensive backs, and Wapsie Valley receiver was not deeper than him, and even though it was a 2-person route, it was well defended. They did a nice job staying in their zone. I think they made a bigger cushion with their defensive backs, pushed them back a little bit farther.
Landon Molds, who's the backup quarterback, unable to really set the feet on that last throw. 2nd down and 10, zipping it, and friendly fire prevents the interception. Dangerous throw as Clevenger collided with Clevenger, the 2 brothers, in a family reunion before Thanksgiving.
I'm thinking that'll be a discussion at the table too. But that time he looked like he had some happy feet. Now, Caleb Hogan's been doing a really nice job, but I think he forced that one in a little bit tight area, and you know, there's only NFL quarterbacks who typically can make that pass. In high school, you see what's open, and it's so much different when you get to this level, when you get to the semis.
3rd down and 10. Over the middle this time, it's intercepted. No brother to break this one up. The senior Joe Clevenger with an easy interception, and St. Ansgar keeps the foot on the gas.
Joe Clever will have the bragging rights, and he gets the first pick of drumsticks or thigh at Thanksgiving. But when we talked about forcing the ball, and that was the situation in which he did, but it was well defended. You could see Joe Clevenger just sitting in his drop area, reading the quarterback's eyes, and he makes a nice interception. First turnover of the game.
Back-to-back games with an interception for Clevenger, a defense that has now created 25 turnovers this year. Excellent starting position on 1st down. Mullenback running past a couple of linebackers, tiptoeing down the side. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
Well, they caught me off guard because I didn't see the official wave his hands to signify that he was out of bounds. I thought he was going to score, but I think I missed. There was a muff early in the game, so it would have been the 2nd turnover, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yep, right there. He stepped out of bounds. He's so close to tiptoeing down the sidelines.
Still good enough for 17 yards for Connor Mullenback. 9 carries, 42 yards. He's caught a pass for 20 yards. He's been instrumental in special teams with his punting and, of course, the kick return to start this 2nd half. Room to run here. A rare keep for Schriesel. And he will stay in bounds. Touchdown for the young sophomore. St. Ansgar starting to pull away. 30 yards.
Here's the option play. Put the ball in the fullback's belly, pull it out. This time he doesn't pitch, and he gets down the sideline. He had one guy to beat, and he made a nice little move on him, and St. Ansgar looking very impressive in the second half. Go for two here, or are they going to kick it?
Up 24-7, they will keep the offense on the field.
The funky formation.
Schweeshaw rolls right, and this one batted down right in front of the goal line. Henry with the breakup, but the Saints feeling it in a quarter that has belonged to our neighbors to the north. St. Ansgar with a quarter to remember, set up by the defense. The linebacker Clevenger stepping in. Second interception in as many weeks. And then the quarterback doesn't get to run the football a lot when you have weapons like Michaels and Mullenbeck. He says, hey, don't forget about me.
That's right, and that's the beautiful thing about the option, is you have to defend all three. So you have to stop the fullback. You have to make sure you get the quarterback to pitch the ball, and you want him to pitch the ball as quickly as possible. And then the running back, who is in pitch relationship with them, but well drawn up by St. Ansgar. You know, it was 7-6 at halftime, and St. Ansgar just coming out 17-0 advantage in the third quarter.
How cool this must be for young Porter Schweeshaw, who watched his brother Jace play in this exact game, the state semifinals a year ago. They lost that semifinal to Tri-Center, and I brought it up to Drew Clevenger, and he said that was a really good Trojan team from Southwest Iowa, but he just left there with a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth, did not feel like they put forth the effort that got them all the way to that point of the year.
Yeah, and in our conversation, I'm thinking you had the same thing, Sean. You could see the confidence and feel the confidence from Coach Clevenger. It just felt like his kids were ready to go, and they were healthy, and they were waiting for this moment to play Wapsie Valley. And, you know, the matchup from last year and having the confidence of beating Wapsie last year at Wapsie Valley, a lot of things going in their favor.
Schweeshaw with the kick on the return. This is Molds trying to change direction, and Landon Molds returns it out near the 35.
So Wapsie Valley is going to be in the scenario now that you're going to have to put some points up on the board, and you need to do it quickly. So look for them to spread the offense a little bit more, get receivers out, and maybe some quick passes, some hitches, and some outside, and then they pound it right away with an ISO.
Curley met in the backfield by Dietrich. Hale Dietrich. Both he and Beeson, again, these are guys that are so steady along the front wall, both on the edge. Yeah. Dietrich is a really neat story. He dislocated both knees. He's had surgery on both knees, and Dietrich able to contribute like he has, and you hate to see this. Hunter Curley, who has been battling injuries himself late in this year, he's a gamer. There was no way that he was going to miss this chance to play, but forced to leave the lineup, and that hill becomes even steeper for Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, Coach Dwayne Foster was talking about how he's been banged up coming into the game, but I always told my players at the beginning of the season, the first day of practice, this is the best you'll ever feel for the next 3 months. You know.
And 3 months is the key if you do it right. You're playing into the month of November.
That's right. Sets up 3rd and 9 here with Wapsie Valley, and they will have to throw a pass. I haven't seen a screen yet, and with Curley going out of the game, I'm really wondering what they'll do.
Final few moments of the third quarter winding down, a quarter that belonged to St. Ansgar. 24-7 Saints as we march to the fourth. You're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association football semis presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. More Class A action on the Hy-Vee Championship Network right after this break.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important, to invest in the future. It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Ladies, the bake sale's about to start. Are you ready?
We've got this.
Okay.
Oh, guys, he's here.
Quick start delivery for Janet.
Bring it here. Let's get this bake sale going. Yeah, come on. Best bake sale ever. Oh, yeah. Let's dig in.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association, Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
St. Ansgar outscores Wapsie Valley 17-0 in the third quarter. This game is certainly did a complete 180. Wapsie Valley feeling pretty good at halftime, but it's been all Saints in this second half. 3rd down and 9 for the Warriors here at the Unidome alongside Coach Kevin Bowman, Sean Kenny. Hogan with a clean pocket. He will air it out. Receiver had a step just too far out in front. Bands had broken free with his speed. It's a throw and hookup that Wapsie Valley certainly, you get the feeling they desperately needed something positive.
Yes, and unfortunately for them, they didn't connect on this. This is just a little wheel route. He's going to look like he's running a 5-yard out, and then he heads upfield and overthrown to his outside. So worst case scenario for Wapsie Valley is they're punting again, and number 7 is waiting to return it.
3rd down's a down that the Warriors have thrived on all year. Today, just 3 of 12. A couple of those coming on their opening drive, keep in mind. Molenbeek with the fair catch at the 32. 33 yards on the punt. And a little bit of clock management if you're St. Ansgar in this fourth quarter, leading by 17, a team that relishes and really relies on their offensive line, and this is when the big guys can take over a football game.
That's right, and 4 of the 5 are returning starters for St. Ansgar. Just a very good, outstanding offensive line. And the other thing I'd be telling my quarterback would be, hey, you're not snapping that ball until there's 2 or 1 seconds left on the play clock.
Michaels scooting to the outside, takes it up to the 41, gain of 6. Now you look at this offensive line. Braden Halverson is the veteran at right guard, a 3-year starter. Vroom, a 2-year starter at tackle. Beeson and Heeman on the left side, both 2-year starters. The new guy on the block is Hudson Ostrander at center.
Yeah, and Heeman is the one that coach really pointed out to, that he feels like in a situation where he really needs a yard, he's going to run behind the big left tackle, number 51.
Second down, up the middle they go with Joe Clevenger for the first down.
That's a great play call. Just in the scenario where you want to eat up some of the clock, that's your best friend. Keep it running. And, you know, like we talked about with Joe Clevenger, he's a guy that's going to get you 2 to 3 yards without any issues. So it's ground and pound right now for the Saints.
12th first down today for St. Ansgar. 265 yards of offense. 91 of those yards coming on the long touchdown pass to Michaels. 1st and 10, play clock down to 2. Michaels hurdles into the pile, up ahead to the 49-yard line.
And this is what the Saints offense is all about. They're in their perfect storm. They have the ball. They need to run the clock out. They're just going to be very content with 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, and they have the offensive line and the running backs to do that.
Community of St. Ansgar really has it rolling. The baseball success that they have enjoyed fresh off a state championship, and now you look at what the football team has accomplished this fall. Option, they will pitch it. Molenbeek pushed out of bounds by Bance, but it looks like he scoots ahead for far enough for the first down. He does, picks it up as they mark it at the 44.
I'm sure Coach Clevenger is excited that they did get the first down. The part that he's not going to like is that his running back went out of bounds and stops the clock. So.
A lot of excitement around the community of St. Ansgar. They are in the process, the renovation, the construction underway of a brand new 8,500 square foot strength and conditioning facility. They're hoping to have it fully operational early in 2026. And that has been the cornerstone of how Drew Clevenger has built this program in his 26 years. And he always had a dream of a bigger weight room, and they were just simply running out of space. They would have over 100 kids every morning, boys and girls, showing up to lift weights. So thanks to the generosity of some donors up in the area, along with the community support, it's going to become a reality.
Well, you can tell that Joe Clevenger gets in the weight room. He must be doing a lot of squats because he moved that pile once again. That's determination and strength.
Second down. This is Michaels following the lead blocker, and another first down, just wearing out Wapsie Valley in the second half. 8 more yards for Corbin Michaels.
Just adding more numbers to his impressive stats. And for Wapsie Valley, this is a slow and painful death because they're not able to stop the run. They have a lot of guys in the box. You're in a situation, you're trying to come up with some kind of scheme that's going to work to limit them to either no gain or a negative number.
Bring Dana off the edge, keeping it Schwesaw, and he cannot get free. Good one-on-one tackle by Gavin Henry. St. Ansgar fans wanting a flag late. Henry able to corral Schwesaw, who gets up a bit gingerly.
It's a very good open field tackle, and I thought he was going to get the corner, and he comes down hard, and a little extracurricular on the twist there. The officials unfortunately missed that, but it happened right in front of the St. Ansgar staff, and they didn't miss it.
And the crowd did not miss it when they replayed it on the Jumbotron as they took another look. 2nd down and 8. Approaching 8 minutes to go in this game. Clevenger pile driving his way up to the 25-yard line. And now a flag comes in. Got a little chippy on the back end there. I think it was Henry maybe involved with shots way away from the action. Some frustrations, I think, popping out from Wapsie Valley in this second half.
Yeah, that's a frustration penalty that typically happens when things aren't going your way. It gets a little chippy, and it's always the second person that gets caught. So as a football coach, you tell your players time after time.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 5. The 15-yard penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down.
You always tell them don't retaliate, and for whatever reason, they seem to do it. You're going to see it at the top. 75 gets a pancake block, and 5 doesn't like it, and he pushes them afterwards. And that will always the attention of the officials.
And that's clearly a case. Jackson Broom did not like how Gavin Henry treated his quarterback on the last play, so you could tell that the right tackle was going to protect his guy.
Yeah, sometimes you have a target on your back, and that happens. That's why you have those big guys, your offensive linemen, to protect the quarterback.
St. Ansgar inside the red zone. 1st down and 10 after the penalty at the 12-yard line. Tight end lined up to the right side. They will hand it off. This is Clevenger.
Well, that time Wapsie Valley shifted right before St. Ansgar snapped the ball, so I think that St. Ansgar is giving some kind of call on audible as to where they're going to run the fullback. And after he made that call, Wapsie Valley shifted a little bit to the right, and once again, Clevenger's still going to find some yards, but if they wouldn't have shifted, it was a big hole.
Saints into the semifinals for the 8th time since 2006. Schweisaw looking for number 2, picks up a block on the edge from Shell, and he will waltz his way to 6. Porter Schweisaw extends the lead for St. Ansgar.
We're looking at option again, and he does a little bit of job of weaving here, getting around his wide receiver's block and into the end zone. He goes untouched and start the buses. I think this one's over.
Touchdown run for Schweisaw. Now a couple of second half rushing scores for the sophomore. High snap, pulled down, kick on the way, and for the first time today, whether it's 2 or 1, St. Ansgar finally gets the point after. 31-7 Saints.
I'm impressed with St. Ansgar here in the second half. They've just been tremendous. Special teams, offensively, defensively. It's just been an incredible second half for them. Obviously, their conditioning is paying off, and they're just a tough team that wants to use a big hammer on you instead of a little one. You're the nail. Here comes the hammer.
They have frustrated a lot of defenses over the past couple of months with this ground and pound style. The choice of weapons at Schweisaw's disposal, and he has taken it himself on a couple of occasions in the second half. Now over 300 yards, good balance. Majority of those yards through the air coming on the one pass play to Michaels. But yeah, they have really turned the tide on Wapsie Valley in the second half.
And the success of being able to run the fullback up the middle sets up everything else from them. And the option has been one of their big plays. And, of course, the deep pass to Michaels. So just well drawn up, and the offensive line gets a lot of credit.
Bouncing kick, scooped up at the 22. Patience here by Bance, looking for a lane. Still maneuvering, and that's about as creative a 10-yard return as you're going to find from Braden Bance, making the most of every inch.
Yeah. He did a lot of running for about 5 or 6 yards. You know, he's running to his right, he's running to his left, back to the right, and he returns it for about 6 or 7 yards.
Been a wonderful season for Wapsie Valley this year. They had a lot of inexperienced kids really forced to mature and grow up throughout the course of the regular season and put together the type of run that they have enjoyed. Mention the offensive line, 4 underclassmen. They have a junior quarterback, very young at the receiver position and on defense. A lot of success at an early age for many of these Wapsie Valley players.
Well, that's only going to help them. What a great experience to be an underclassman and have this opportunity in the semifinals. That's only going to make you hungrier during the offseason.
Second down. Hogan nearly stumbled, now decides to take off, and Braden Halverson was waiting for him. You know, Coach, you go through the course of the season for Wapsie Valley, I think probably if you talk to a lot of their guys, the blowout win at the end of the year against Northland probably has to be one of the highlights. They won that game 42-0. District title was on the line, and they took care of business in a convincing way.
Right, and a very good Northland team on top of that. And that was just a dominant performance by Wapsie Valley. And then their 2 playoff games were nail-biters, a 24-14 victory and a 22-16 victory, in which we talked about this before, that against Linville-Sully, that it was tied up, and Wapsie Valley has a TD pass to win the game in with 25 seconds left. So once again, I like the fact that Wapsie Valley always feels like they're still in it, but this is just a very tough defense for St. Ansgar, and they're active, they pursue well, and they're doing a good job of tackling. Well-coached team.
Third down stop for St. Ansgar. They've had a few of those today. Bance with a really high kick, just not a lot of distance, but it will take a friendly bounce here on the turf inside the Unidome. And it will come to rest at the 33-yard line. 31 yards on the punt. St. Ansgar in position to move into the state championship game next week against a opponent to be determined that we will settle up here in a little bit this afternoon.
Looking forward to the second game also. We're lucky to get 2 really good games. Sean, I don't know if you have some kind of power that I don't know about, but I'm happy to be riding your coattails to take these games on.
No power here. You're the wrong play-by-play guy. St. Ansgar at the 32-yard line. Running ahead for a couple of yards goes Joe Clevenger. Now, we were talking about the new weight room. I asked Coach Clevenger, well, what's all going to be a part of it? And he says they're going to bring in 20 more racks. They're going to bring in a little sprint track, 40 yards or so, but the ability in a single lane to get some sprint work in. They're going to have some turf down. And really, he described it as a 5A type weight facility, strength conditioning facility for a Class A program.
Nice, and Coach Clevenger is also the boys track coach. And so I'm guessing he sees that advantages for both programs.
Second down, 2 more yards up the middle with Clevenger.
You just want to keep that clock running, do what you can, take care of the ball. It's important that your running back has both hands on the ball, protecting it high and tight. That your wrist is always higher than your elbow. That football needs to be protected.
You always want to share some of the stories for all of these incredible student athletes. Number 22, Blake Hesse, who just made that last tackle for Wapsie Valley. This was a young man who was a starting linebacker as a sophomore 2 years ago. He hurt his back. He did not go out last year. The coach emailed him throughout the offseason saying, man, we'd love to get you back. Made the decision to come back, and as he contributed a couple of interceptions last week, 2 key plays for Hesse from his linebacker position, and those emails were answered.
Yeah, and the Hesse name's a popular name in northeast Iowa. I believe Parker Hesse was a graduate of walk-on who played for the Iowa Hawkeyes as a defensive lineman, later went on to play 3 or 4 years, I believe, with Atlanta Falcons, and just a good, solid football player, and the kind of guy that bounces around because he could be a tight end, he could be a fullback, and wasn't big enough to be a defensive end with the NFL.
Don't forget, video broadcast of Iowa High School Athletic Association state championship events are copyrighted property of the IHSAA. Reproduction or retransmission of these broadcasts without the express written consent of the IHSAA is prohibited. Don't forget game 2 of our doubleheader from the Dome, semifinals Class A. MMCRU, the top-ranked team in the country. West Sioux, ranked number 5, fresh off a win against the 4th-ranked Chargers of ACGC. That's coming up as soon as we wrap this up. Speaking of wrapping up, a tackle for loss. Andrew Teat coming back from injury, able to make the play.
Yeah, it shoots the gap right there. Nice job of staying low, coming off the ball, and you're going to see the perfect double leg takedown here, and well, more of a single leg, but he got the job done, and that's maybe the first negative play for St. Ansgar today.
I love the wrestling lingo. You know, people know you for the great football coach, but you had some wrestling background in the day.
Yeah, I was fortunate. I was blessed to be a part of the wrestling program. We had some outstanding athletes. We had an undefeated 4-timer in Eric Juergens, and Cole Pape, who was a 3-time champion. So it was neat to have those individuals and how they helped contribute to the program years later.
Molenbeek gets the punt away, near disaster for Wapsie Valley, but they're able to jump back on top of it. Teat was able to pick it up following the 31-yard punt. They nearly got to Molenbeek.
Well, 2:43 left in the game, and Wapsie Valley looks like they still have their starters in, so I expect them to throw the ball a little bit here in this scenario and end on a positive if they can with some points on the board.
Good to see Curley in the game as Curley takes it up to the 40 to the 45. He was shaken up last time we saw him on the recent Wapsie Valley series, and you could tell he is just giving every ounce that he has, limping back to the huddle.
Yeah, what a team player then you have there. You know he's not close to 100%, and yet he's still out there in a game that's already been decided and given 100% that he can give with the ability that he has.
1st and 10 from the 45. Out of the I formation, they go right back to Curley. Makes a cut. Hunter Curley, I caught an interview that some local media conducted with him earlier this season. He talked about one of the highlights was beating Denver to start the year, the great rivalry they have.
Yeah, Denver, a 2A program on top of it, and it's just, you know, whenever you beat someone that's a class above you or 2, it's always a good thought. But right there, you saw Curley plant his right foot and accelerate upfield, so good job of squaring himself up to the linebacker and taking that hit.
2nd down and 5. Dana, the fullback. Hogan's going to throw it deep downfield. Molds can't make the play. Molenbeek was with him every step of the way, and that brings up a 3rd down.
Good coverage by St. Ansgar. Once again, Now, Wapsie Valley is not going to send 3 or 4 guys out on routes. They're making it pretty simple for their quarterback to make a read. And Caleb Hogan, that's a pretty good ball. You know, the only person who's going to catch it is his guy. So, give him credit. Late in the game, trying to do what you can.
Third down, they stretch it. Curley able to get to the corner, and he will pick up the first down. Into St. Ansgar territory to the 44-yard line. Slow to get up. Clevenger another tackle.
Yeah, this is the hard part as a coach when you get this late in the season and you're playing and comes time for practice. It's a lot of walkthrough because physically the bodies are so beat. You're trying to simplify things, and you still want them to be able to understand, you know, game practice speed is so much different than what you would do earlier in the season.
Dana takes it up to the 40-yard line, and for St. Ansgar, this is a community that is going to bring even more fans next week when they play for a state championship. Get the hotel rooms ready. They are going to be coming in waves from northern Iowa. Curley looking for the cutback lane, has the opportunity to do that, makes some room to the 30, stiff arms, and is cut down right there by Molenbeek. Excellent vision by Hunter Curley.
And in this situation, we always talk about reverse or the cutback or a bootleg. You have to have someone who's designated to stay at home and make sure that doesn't happen. Molenbeek is just tremendous defender, and we've seen what he's done on special teams and offensively. He's had a great game.
First down and 10. Hogan whips it downfield off the deflection, the old tip drill, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jagger Triton. Second pick of the year for the sophomore.
And he's saying thank you very much. You know, ball's tipped up in the air, and your eyes get really big, and your biggest fear is you're going to drop it, and it doesn't happen. So congratulations to him. I'm sure he's going to be telling his grandchildren about his interception in the semis for a long time when that opportunity arises.
Big thanks once again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the Athletic Association's 2025 Football Championship Week. Every coach's favorite formation, the victory formation. The sole title sponsor of Iowa High School Athletic Association, Farm Bureau, recognizes athletic and academic achievement both on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders.
And if I know Drew Clevenger the way I think I do, he's probably going to enjoy this for about 5 minutes, and he's going to start thinking about the championship game. He'll be sitting up here, he's going to be drawing on a piece of paper, and he's going to be charting everything and breaking it down.
Complimentary football for St. Ansgar in the second half. Special teams, this defense buckled down, creating 3 takeaways, and the offense certainly made the most of it. 31-7, the Saints roll into the state championship game next week. That's going to do it for our first Class A semifinal. 31-7, St. Ansgar victorious here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Stick around, we'll have awards.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
We're not just lighting a stadium, we're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch, we're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport, we're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
St. Ansgar advances into the state championship next weekend, 31-7. They knock off Wapsie Valley today. An outstanding season comes to a close for the Warriors as they close out 11-1. So many positives throughout the year, but St. Ansgar just keeps it rolling. Now 12-0, and they await the winner of MMCRU and West Sioux, which is going to be coming up in just a little bit. It is time now to highlight the top performer from this Class A semifinal. Your quick star of the game, without a doubt, Connor Molenbeek.
Yes, number 7, Connor Molenbeek, having an excellent game. 83-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He had 177 all-purpose yards. He rushed 11 times for 41 yards, and he punted 3 times for 109 yards with a 36-yard average. And don't forget, he had a punt return that set them up in good scenario too. A total of 2 punt returns for 33 yards. Connor Molenbeek, quick star of the athlete of the week, of the game.
On the go, Quick Stars certainly got you covered. Fuel up, grab a bite, score offers with their Quick Rewards app. Get everything you need only at Quick Store. Class A championship match is halfway set. St. Ansgar advances into the finals next week. MMCRU, West Sioux in a district rematch coming up close to the top of the hour. We appreciate you joining us for this coverage of the Iowa High School Athletic Association's football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We'll step aside for a bit. More semifinal action kicks off from the Unidome at the top of the hour here in Cedar Falls. For Coach Kevin Bowman, our entire production crew here in Cedar Falls, this is Sean Kinney saying so long. Thanks for watching Iowa High School football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.